Hello, my name is Justin Livingston. Callan Rush will be with us shortly. She'll be getting this webinar started in about 30 seconds. Right now, grab a pen and some paper, as you're definitely going to want to take some notes during Callan's session. Congratulations on showing up for this webinar. You are in for an amazing 90 minutes. By the end of this accelerated training with Callan, you are going to have the exact knowledge and the specific action steps that you need to finally fill your workshops, your retreats, and your seminars with your ideal, perfect clients. Before I go ahead and turn things over to Callan, I have a couple of quick bits of information to share with you. Firstly, stay on this webinar right to the very end, because Callan is going to give you access to a private document that we've designed just for you and your fellow webinar attendees. The document that she's going to gift to you is her highly coveted 10-step magnetic marketing checklist. This checklist is going to ensure that you have all of your elements in place to guarantee that each piece of marketing that you ever create, whether it's a brochure or a business card, could be a poster, could be a newspaper ad, or even a page on your website, every piece of marketing that you ever create is going to be truly magnetic, meaning that it will attract your perfect ideal clients to you with ease. This checklist is a critical piece of a training event that regularly sells for up to $3,000. At the end of this accelerated webinar, Callan's going to share how you can get your very own copy of this 10-step magnetic marketing checklist absolutely for free, so listen carefully at the end of the call for her specific instructions. Callan has a few other surprise treats waiting for you toward the end of today's webinar as well, so be sure to stick around right to the very end. You're going to be super glad that you did. If today happens to be your first encounter with Callan, you're in for an amazing, incredible treat. She's simply the world's best when it comes to all aspects of designing, of delivering, and of filling workshops, retreats, and seminars. Callan's roster of clients is a literal who's who of workshop and seminar superstars. Here's a short list of some of her clients, and if you haven't heard some of these names, I actually recommend that you check them out after the webinar. They're doing really amazing things out there in the world. She's consulted with companies like ClearMind International. She's worked with Peak Potentials Training and Warrior Sage Training. She's consulted with Mighty Ventures Incorporated. She's worked with Rejuvenate Training, the Authentic Woman Experience, and Core Potentials Training, and the list goes on and on. Callan was recently featured on the cover of Insights magazine. This is a publication that features the world's top visionaries and those on the rise. So all of this experience that Callan has sits on top of her formal education. Callan has degrees in both psychology and education, and she spent several years working as a public and a private school teacher. Having known Callan now for many years, I'm extremely proud of what she's accomplished, yes, but more so, I'm extremely proud of what she's accomplished for others and the depth of impact that she's making in the world. And I'm fortunate enough, I get to witness Callan work with people literally on a daily basis. And what impresses me and inspires me beyond measure is how she manages to do it leading with her heart and her integrity, all while making the whole process really fun and adding a lot of humor. I know for a fact you're going to see that firsthand on the webinar here today. So I'm very excited to share her with you. Not only are you going to learn a lot today, but you're going to be inspired and you're going to be entertained as well. So please help me welcome Miss Callan Rush.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that amazing introduction. I am happy to be here, and hello to you. Welcome to the Fill Your Workshops with Ease webinar. Thank you so much for your patience as we got the technology stuff worked out. Of course, my name is Callan Rush, and you've made a very, very wise decision to be here, and I promise it's going to be well worth your time and well worth your energy. I hope you're excited to get going. One of my favorite sayings, and one of the secrets to my success, goes like this: massive action trumps planning every single time. So right now, pat yourself on the back for not only registering for this webinar, but also for taking the action to show up. There were a lot of people that registered for the webinar, but not every one of them actually showed up today. But you did, so congratulations for that. It's going to make a big difference for you. This next 90 minutes is going to be the most important time you spend on your business all year. And it doesn't matter if you've never done a workshop before, you're just getting going and it's something that you want to investigate, or whether you've done a few workshops but you haven't quite got stellar results yet, you haven't kind of cracked the code, or if you've been in the workshop business for quite some time and you are getting very good results, but you want to even optimize them further. By the end of our time together, you're going to know the top 3 mistakes most workshop leaders make that keep their event rooms terribly underattended and in many cases totally empty. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how to avoid these costly mistakes. So to do that, I'm going to give you some easy to follow, practical strategies you can use right away to attract perfect clients to your business with ease. And remember, you're also going to get that free 10-step magnetic marketing checklist. I'm going to show you how to get your hands on that at the very end. Now, this is a checklist that you can pull out and use every single time you sit down to write any kind of marketing materials. So it's going to help you to make sure that all the elements you need are going to be in place in your marketing materials so that you can start to attract your ideal clients. I'm going to count the top 3 mistakes down from 3 to 1. And you'll want to listen all the way through to the end, because the last mistake is going to completely change the face of how you attract people to your business from this day forward. And one more quick thing before we get into the thick of the content. My second degree was in education, and I was a public and private school teacher. And I really learned a lot in that degree about learning theory. And here's one thing that I picked up. If you want to learn faster and remember more of what you learn, you need to be actively, committedly engaged in your learning. This means turning off all distractions right now. Don't multitask. Don't surf the net while you're listening. Commit to fully listening, to fully watching, and to learning, and do so right to the end. It's intuitive, but can you see how single-minded, committed focus right to the end of any task is what is necessary to build a successful business? It's necessary in all areas of your life. It's necessary on this webinar. It's going to be necessary in your workshop business. Focused effort is what will help you make the difference that you want to make in the world while making the income you desire. Don't quit part way or you won't get the results that you want. And on my end of things, I'm going to promise you that the information you're about to receive will make a significant difference in your business immediately. Now, I'm not going to blab on and on about myself here, but it is in your best interest to hear just a tiny bit about why you can trust me, why you should even listen to me, and why you should follow my recommendations. I've been in business for over a decade, and I'm starting my 4th year in this particular business. And I've got clients all over the world. I'm very blessed to make more in a weekend than I used to make in an entire year working as a public and private school teacher. But the cool part is that I'm doing what I love. I'm smack dab in the middle of what I was born to do for a living. I get to lead live events and virtual workshops like this one, and retreats and seminars all over the place. I get to meet amazing people. But when I first started my workshop business, when I first got it going, right out of the gates, it totally tanked. I tried everything that I could to get people to attend my events, but nothing worked. And after a particularly dismal show up at one of the events that I'd been trying to promote for a year, I realized that none of my education, my experience, my talent, even my message, I could have the cure to cancer, but none of it mattered until I learned how to actually magnetize my ideal audience to me. So that's when I decided to learn how to do it. And I've spent the past 10 years becoming an expert in ethical marketing, in persuasion, in heart-based influence and selling, all in an effort to magnetize the people that I know can be truly helped by my message. And the cool thing is that I've not only been able to consistently fill and sell out my own workshops for the past 4 years, but I've also been able to show thousands of workshop leaders around the world how to do the same. I'm making an amazing income, I'm doing what I love, and more importantly, I'm making a real positive difference in the world. So here's my question to you. Are you ready to experience the same kinds of results? Because it can happen very, very quickly in the workshop business if you know what you're doing. So that's enough about me, and I want to focus on that. I want to focus on helping you attract more ideal clients than you can ever imagine to your next workshop, retreat, or seminar. Now, to do this, we've got to understand these 3 massive mistakes. And as I told you, there's 3 super common, super costly mistakes that workshop leaders make that keep their event rooms underattended and in many cases totally empty. So I'm going to count these down from 3 to 1. The 3rd biggest mistake workshop leaders make that keep their event rooms empty is an ineffective use of email marketing. So email has become one of the main modes of communication these days, and whether you send one a month or one a week or one a day to your list, email is the easiest, most cost-effective way to let people know about what you're up to and how they can benefit. Problem is that most workshop leaders over-rely on it, use it ineffectively, or they use it exclusively. So why do they do this? Well, it makes sense really. Email marketing is low effort, it's cheap, And it's virtually rejection free, right? You don't have to actually look anybody in the eye when they read your email and delete it. But the other thing that's true is that writing one carefully crafted email that gets an effective response takes a lot of time and energy. And can you see that you don't want to waste your time and your effort? So many people are writing emails that are not getting any kind of a result. One of the biggest mistakes workshop leaders make with their email marketing is that they don't use what is called next action selling. Most people concentrate on writing emails that are selling folks on one action and one action only, and that is attending their next event. So they craft this great email with all the virtues of their next workshop, retreat, or seminar, all the details about why the person should attend, but the problem is it does no good. And the reason it does no good is because there's no technology that actually allows people to register for an event in the body of an email. Even if the person was excited about what you wrote in your email, even if they wanted to register after reading your email, they can't do it. So why would you sell your program in the body of the email if they can't get it right there? This would be like if I tried to sell you a car. I got you all excited about the car and all revved up and you're like, yes, yes, I want the car. And then I say, actually you can't have it right now. It's somewhere else. Doesn't make any sense, right? So before you sell anybody on attending your event in your email, what you want to do instead is first sell and compel them to take 4 sequential action steps. If you don't use these steps, you are going to drop your potential clients like crazy. So let's go through them. So action number 1 is to ensure that your emails are arriving in the inbox of your intended recipient. A lot of people don't think about this one, but none of the other steps matter until this one is taken care of. So this step is really all about choosing an email service that has high deliverability rates. And all this means is that the service that is sending your emails out has systems in place to ensure that your email gets to the inbox of your intended recipient and doesn't end up in the spam or the junk folder. We have our own custom database now that sends our emails out, but in the past we've used a system called Aweber, and it was really, really great. It had high deliverability, great tech support. Now this first action, it seems like a no-brainer, but can you see how a little tip like this one can save you so much time and so much energy? Just really thinking through whether or not you've got everything in place to make sure those emails get into the inbox is going to save you a lot. Let's talk about action number 2. Action number 2 is open. You must ensure that your potential clients actually open your emails. So just because an email gets into the inbox doesn't necessarily mean the person is going to open it. I'm not sure if you're the same as me, but I've got a bunch of emails in my inbox, and one day I go check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark, delete. I get rid of them all. So this step is really all about writing hot subject lines and having an intelligent from line. And there's really only a few types of subject lines that I recommend. The first subject line I recommend you use is called an enrolling question. So this is simply a subject line that asks your reader a question that you know they're going to respond with a yes to. You literally want them to read the subject line and say, yes, this is me. So here's an example. Do you want to pack your next workshop with perfect clients? Yes. Do you want to double your client base overnight? Yes. Are you sick of wasting money on ineffective marketing? Yes. So these are all examples of enrolling questions that can be used in your subject line to make sure the person opens your email. Here's another kind of subject line I recommend. It's called an incomplete sentence. Now this is quite simply a sentence that leaves something unfinished. So here's an example. Every workshop I've ever known has ... The brain wants to know how that sentence is going to finish, so the person is going to open the email to see. Is this making sense to you? Let's talk about a third kind of subject line that I recommend that will ensure that your emails get opened, and it's called a curious statement. I saw a great one of these a little while ago, and this is quite simply a statement that stirs curiosity. So here's the subject line that I saw recently. How leaving my hubby prevented overeating. It's like, what? What does that mean? So I opened the email to find out. Are you following me so far? All right, cool. So let's talk about from lines for a minute. And remember that a from line is simply indicating who the email is coming from. Email originally came to be as a communication tool between friends and family. So what you want to do is understand that and leverage it, which means that you want to make sure that your from line is your personal name and not your company name. Emails coming from personal names and not cold, hard corporations trying to sell more stuff are way, way more likely to get opened. So for example, Callan Rush versus Leader to Luminary Training Inc. Our emails will always come from Callan Rush because we know they're way more likely to get opened. It's just more intimate. Does that make sense? More personal. So let's talk about action number 3. Action number 3 is read. You want to make sure that people are actually reading your emails. Just because an email gets into the inbox and gets opened doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get read. How often have you opened up an email, you took a look at it, and you thought, oh my God, this is like an essay, and you thought, forget it, I don't have time, delete. This step is all about keeping your emails conversational, short, and friendly, just like a letter to a friend. And please write this down. You always want to speak in the singular. There's only ever one person that's reading your email, even if you're sending it to thousands of people. So don't write things like, dear friends, or hello everyone. These don't work. You want to speak in the singular. Use the person's name if you can. All of these ideas stem from a concept that I teach that's called intimate marketing. Your intended recipient must feel like your marketing. Any of your marketing was created just for them. It must feel intimate. Let me give you an example in real time with this. Imagine if I got on this webinar and I said, hello everyone, I'm so glad that you all made it. Okay, feel into that. Versus, hello, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you got on the webinar today. Can you see the difference? Can you visualize yourself writing your emails in this way, in the singular, as if you're speaking directly to one person, because really you are. So let's talk about the last action, action number 4, and let's do a quick review first. Action number 1, get your email into the inbox. Action number 2, get it opened through hot subject lines and an intelligent from line. Action number 3 is get that email read by keeping it short, conversational, friendly, and by speaking in the singular. Action number 4 is click. In action number 4, you want to sell your reader on clicking through to a place where they can sign up or purchase your program. Potential clients cannot become active clients unless they take this action. So your email must not focus on selling your program. It's got to focus instead on selling your client to click on a link, and that link is going to take them into a sales process. Literally, it will take them to a different page that has a sales letter or a sales video that will be linked to a shopping cart. And of course, on that page, they're going to be able to purchase or register for your event. Some of the best emails that I've ever written that have gotten the best open rates and the hottest read rates and the highest click-through rates have said things like, hey Paul, check out this cool video. I know it's something you're going to be super interested in. Click the link. Most people get way ahead of themselves with their emails and they try and sell too much too soon. All right, are you picking this up? Good. This brings us to the second biggest mistake workshop leaders make that keep their event rooms empty. The second biggest mistake workshop leaders make that keep their event rooms empty is an over-reliance on word-of-mouth marketing. I like to think of word-of-mouth marketing as affiliate marketing. Have you ever heard that word before? An affiliate is someone that's outside your business who's promoting your products, programs, and services on your behalf. So anyone you know who is spreading the word about what you're up to and how people can benefit. Friends, family, past clients, business associates. If they're spreading the word, they're affiliates to your business. Now with internet, cell phones, Skype, texting, email, Facebook, Twitter, word of mouth or affiliate marketing is a very, very hot way to spread the word about what you're up to and how people can really get involved. The problem is that just like email marketing, most people don't know how to leverage it. Most people take it for granted that their trusted friends and family and clients are out there doing a good job of telling others about what they had to offer. Most people think that all they have to do is just have a hot product or program or service, over-deliver with value, and word will get out, and that their affiliates, the people that love them, will get out there and do an effective job of promoting for them. Now here's the problem with this. Even if your affiliates are out there talking about you and talking about your business, I guarantee you that they don't know how to sell or market effectively. And this is no offense to them. It's just that very, very few people know how to sell authentically and effectively. And the truth is, most people hate selling. So you might be able to get a few people to listen to them talk about what you do. But getting people to listen and getting people to take action, to sign up and to show up for one of your next events, those are two totally different things. It's actually quite difficult to get people to take action if you're not trained in the psychology of why people buy. So to quadruple the amount of people that your affiliates send to you, and consequently quadruple the size of your next workshop, you have to have the 3 T's in place. So let's go through these. The first T is tools. And this is really about giving your friendly promoters a few simple promotional tools that will support them in talking about you. So for example, you could give them a well-crafted strategic flyer with a very clear, very specific call to action on it. You could give them some pre-written email copy. And all this means is write some simple emails for your affiliates to use. Make it easy. All they have to do is take the email that you've sent them, cut, paste, and send to people on their list. Another hot affiliate tool is tickets. Give your affiliates tickets to hand out. This is especially valuable if you are getting them to promote a free introductory evening or a free introductory workshop. One of the companies that we work with is called Ticketmaster, and you can order 300 tickets for like $40. So when your affiliates are out there talking about you, if they do get someone excited, they can say, you know what, I happen to have a ticket on me. Would you like one? The bottom line with this one is that you want to make it as easy as possible for your affiliates to promote you by giving them some simple tools. Can you see how with a little bit of care and attention and strategy to giving your affiliates some simple tools that you are going to make their job of promoting for you easy? All right, let's talk about the second T, training. You want to give your affiliates a little bit of sales training. Now, you don't have to be an expert in sales to teach them a few powerful phrases that describe what you do. Because here's the thing, you never know what people are out there saying about you and saying about your company. Even if they've got the best of intentions, they could actually be doing harm and driving people away from your business. And I want to give you an example of this one. Let's say that my boyfriend and I are having trouble in our relationship. Let's say we're fighting and we're frustrated and we can't figure out how to get our communication on track. So we decide to go to a relationship workshop. And at the end of the relationship workshop, we are deeply in love, we have fixed a lot of stuff, and we're back on track. Now, let's say that the next day I go out and I'm working out with my friend Cam. And we're on the Stairmaster together and we're chatting away as we're doing our workout. And poor Cam is telling me all about how him and his girlfriend are not getting along and he doesn't understand why and they're fighting all the time and he really loves her but he's just so frustrated. And then I say to him, Cam, I have the workshop for you. You've got to go to this workshop. My boyfriend and I went last week and it was so awesome. On day 1, we got really in touch with our feelings. We talked about our parents and how they fought and how they hurt us. And we talked about all of our deepest wounds and we cried together. And then on day 2, we got super angry and we started hitting each other with these noodles, talking about all the things that we were resenting about the other person. And we were hitting each other again and again and again. And then the last day, they got us to do this tantric cyclical breathing where we were staring deeply into one another's eyes and breathing together and connecting at the heart, and you totally got to go. Now, let me ask you, is my friend Cam going anywhere near that workshop? No, there's no way. You must have some control and some input into how your work is being shared out there. A little training combined with a really hot tool is going to go a long way to making your affiliates way more effective. And I'm about to share why our affiliates love to hand out the tickets that we give them as much as possible, and it has to do with the third T. The third T, and another way to fully leverage your word of mouth or affiliate marketing, is treats. And treats equal rewards. You must have a simple reward-based system to encourage your affiliates to promote for you. Without a treat or a reward-based system, you're not going to get the results that you desire. One of the best reward-based systems I've ever encountered was actually taught to me by my marketing manager, and it's called the CIS model. It is absolutely the best way to encourage your affiliates to promote for you over time. Each letter stands for an element that must be in place in your reward-based system if you want to be able to ethically influence your affiliates to enthusiastically, effectively promote for you ongoing over time. And it doesn't matter who the person is, intrinsic motivation and the fact that they love you is only going to go so far. Without this CIS reward-based system in place, your word-of-mouth marketing will dwindle and dry up. Over time, people get busy and you become lower and lower on their priority list. Can you intuit how this kind of a system, a reward-based system, would work for you? Stay till the end because I'm going to show you how to get your hands on that CIS model for free. It's been one of the secrets to why we've been able to have our affiliates out there and enthusiastically promoting for us. I want to show you exactly how I do it. So stay till the end and I'll show you how to get your hands on that. All right, let's review. Tools, training, and treats. Without these 3 T's in place, your word-of-mouth marketing system will be random at best, and then you miss out on one of the most powerful, most cost-effective ways to fill your events. So get those 3 T's in place. And this brings us to the number 1 mistake that workshop leaders make that keep their event rooms empty. Congratulations for staying. This is going to be well worth your time right now. This is the most common error, it's the most dangerous, and it is the most costly. But when you get the hang of it, it is also the most powerful. If you fully understand the importance of this next point, I will feel like I have served you deeply on this webinar, so listen very carefully. Very, very few people are out there using this next concept, and nobody is teaching it. And yet it's been the secret to my success, and it will be the secret to yours if you grasp it fully. So the biggest mistake workshop leaders make that keep their event rooms empty is that they don't use education-based marketing. Education-based marketing, quite simply, is marketing that educates. Marketing that gives value before a potential client gives you a single penny. So why would this be so powerful? One word: trust. When you give someone an education, right in your marketing materials, when you actually teach them something that solves a real-world problem that they're facing right now in their life, you instantly build an immense amount of trust. And trust is the foundation of all relationships, including the relationship between you and your potential client. Education-based marketing allows you to instantly become, in the eyes of your potential client, what I call a trusted advisor. So let's do a little visualization here together. I want you to think about someone in your life that you consider to be a trusted advisor. Could be a friend, maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's a teacher, maybe it's a family member. You got someone? For me, it's my dad, for sure. I bet that this person is someone that you like, in many cases you love, a person that you listen to, that you feel warm about when you bring them to mind. And when they give you advice, you follow it. So here's my question to you. What if you could become a trusted advisor to your potential clients? What if your potential clients had the same feeling thinking of you? They felt warm, they felt supported. When you take the time to educate right in your marketing materials, you become a trusted advisor to them. And true trusted advisors get to bypass the sales process altogether because of their status. They earn that trust, and then all they need to do is make a recommendation and people follow it. Let's do another exercise here. Right now, I want you to imagine all of your perfect, ideal clients. These are the people all around the world that have the problem you solve, and they are in some cases dying for your programs, for your products, or for your services. Now I want you to write this down. 97% of my ideal potential clients are not looking for my product, program, or service. Not too good. So let's explore this and let's figure out how we can remedy this. How can we remedy this problem that 97% of the people who actually need you aren't looking for you right now? So in order to understand this, we're going to look at the following percentages: 3%, 7%, 30%, 30%, and a final 30%. These percentages add up to 100%, and they represent 100% of your perfect clients all around the world that have the exact problem that you solve and who really, really need you. So let's talk about the 3% first. 3% of your ideal clients are right now actively shopping for your products, programs, and services. These are the people that wake up at 2 a.m., they're tossing and turning, they have a problem, and they have had enough. And they jump out of bed and they run to their computer, they turn their computer on, they're surfing on the internet looking for anybody that can solve their problem. The next morning they get up, they go down to the coffee shop, they head to the community information board or the bulletin board, they're looking, they're scanning for anyone that can help them. They're flipping through the free press looking for any advertisements that will show them exactly how they can get the problem that's keeping them up at night solved. This 3% has already made a decision that they want to buy a solution. They want a product or a service that can help them. The only question now is who they're going to buy it from. Have you noticed, out of the 100% of people who need you, this is a teensy-weensy segment of the total amount of people that you could be helping. Yet this is the segment that most people in most industries are marketing to. I want to give you a concrete example of this so you can fully understand this. All right, let's take a look at the car industry. The car industry, for example, have you ever seen marketing that says things like 0% financing or all 2011s must go? This kind of marketing only appeals to the tiny 3% of active shoppers, the people who've already made up their mind that they want to buy something. The only question now is who they're going to buy it from. So they go, oh, 0% financing, I'll go there. Or, oh, all 2011s must go? Oh, I'll go there. This kind of marketing is rampant. It's everywhere. And it's why so many businesses go out of business. They're phrasing their marketing in such a way that it only grabs the attention of the people who have already made the decision to buy. Let's talk about the 7% group. 7% of your perfect ideal clients are open to buying your stuff, but they're not actively shopping right now. Here's a visual of this particular segment. Most marketing does not reach these folks either, and I'm going to give you an example using the car industry again because the car industry is something that we can all relate to. But remember, this happens in every industry I've come across. So let's say that I go down to my car and I stick my key in the ignition and I turn it once, turn it twice, turn it 3 times. Finally, the car starts on the 5th time and I'm late for my meeting and I'm feeling frustrated and I race out of my parking garage and off I go. And I'm thinking the whole time, God, maybe I should replace this bucket of bolts one of these days and get me a reliable car. Now, let me ask you a question. Am I actively shopping for a car right now? And the answer is no. I might be considering it, but I haven't made the decision and I'm not taking any action. So any of that marketing that I was talking about earlier, like the 0% financing or the all 2011s must go, that might grab my attention for a second. I might go, oh, look at that, mental note. But it's not going to get me into the dealership to start looking at cars. 7% of your perfect ideal clients are in the same boat. They have the problem you solve. They're open to a solution, but they're not actively shopping right now. So what we have to do is create your education-based marketing so that by the time they finish consuming it, they're thinking, whoa, I got to get on this right now. I shouldn't wait. Let's talk about the next segment. 30% of your ideal clients are aware that they'll need you, but sometime down the road, sometime in the future. Here's a visual of this super large segment of untouched, unmarketed to ideal clients. So here's an example for this one. Let's say that there's a young pregnant couple and they've got a hot 2-seater sports car that they've had a lot of fun with. However, they're aware that they're going to need a four-seater, maybe like an SUV or something that they can put a car seat into the back of within the next 9 months. And they might even say to each other, oh, come spring, we're going to need to buy ourselves a new car. But are they actively shopping for a new car right now? No, they're not. Again, 30% of your ideal clients are in the same boat. They are aware that they're going to need you, but sometime down the road. So again, we've got to create education-based marketing that educates them as to why they need you and why they need you now. Okay, this next segment is going to be a gold mine for every single person on this webinar, so listen very carefully. 30% of your ideal clients are totally unconscious. Here's a visual of this big chunk. These people should be looking for you, but they're either not conscious that they have the problem that you solve, or that someone like you exists out there that can solve their problem. In either event, they are not actively shopping for you, even though they have the problem that you solve. I'd like to share a story with you that will help you really understand this 30%. And it's a little bit closer to home. It has to do with my business partner. His name is Justin Livingston, and he is an absolutely amazing guy, one of my best friends, and obviously my business partner. He's been a mentor to me for many, many years. He has an IQ higher than Einstein, and his entire gift is in sales and marketing. I'm very, very lucky to have him on my team. And I'm telling you that not so that you can be impressed by how smart he is, but also to illustrate to you that even people that are really with it can be unconscious in certain areas of their life. So here's how that played out in Justin's life. Justin's entire life, when I met him, he was 33, and his whole life he had suffered from really terrible intestinal problems. Stomach aches all the time after he would eat, and intestinal cramps and sharp pains. And he says that he remembers even when he was a little kid that he used to sneak away, and he'd be lying on the floor of the bathroom digging his little fingers into his arm because his stomach was hurting so bad. And this would happen 3 to 5 times a week. And it happened, up until the day that I met him. So Justin and I were at one of our events called Magnetize Your Audience, and at this event we actually help people write their education-based marketing. So him and I are working with a particular client, and this guy is a holistic nutritionist, and he's a guy from Central Canada. So Justin's going over his marketing, checking the titles, looking at the positioning, and as he's looking at it, he's getting more and more interested. I'm looking at his face. I'm like, what? I wonder what's going on. So at the end of reading the marketing, he looks up at me and his face is completely shifted and he says, "Oh my gosh, I think I have an allergy to wheat." And I'm like, what? So as he's reading this guy's marketing, this guy was educating him as to all of these signs and symptoms of people that have a gluten allergy or wheat allergy, stomach aches and pain and all the stuff that Justin had been experiencing for his entire life. So before reading this marketing, Justin was unconscious that there was even a solution for the problem that he had. After reading the marketing, he now knew what the problem was, and he knew that there was a solution. Again, before reading the marketing, a holistic nutritionist, that was the last thing on his priority list to spend his time and energy and money on. After reading the marketing, now, not only did he know he had a problem, but he knew there was a solution, and who do you think he hired to help him with it? He hired the guy that put the marketing together because that guy had instantly become the trusted advisor to Justin. And the good news is that Justin has completely cured his problem. He's pain-free and he's a lot easier to work with now. So 30% of your people are in the same segment. They're unconscious either that they have a problem that you solve or that someone out there like you exists that can help them. So let's talk about the final 30%. The final 30% is a no. And I want you to just cross them out and we're going to bless them and set them free. Now they're a no because maybe it's a legitimately financial reason that they can't afford you. Maybe it's a geographic block. They live in a different area and they can't get to your workshop. Maybe it's a consciousness thing. Because wouldn't you agree with me that some people are just not ready to end their suffering? There's some kind of payoff for them. Either way, this 30% is a no. And again, we're going to bless them. We're going to set them free. Now, why can we just forget about them and set them free? Because we've got a huge 67% of your ideal clients that nobody is marketing to. None of your competitors are helping them because everyone is marketing to that teeny weeny little 3% of active shoppers. The number one reason that most businesses fail is that they're writing marketing in that highly competitive little 3%. They are literally in a dogfight for that little 3% because anyone who has even a remotely similar product, program, or service to yours is going to also be actively going for those active shoppers. Most marketing out there only reaches the people who've already put their hand up and are actively looking for a solution. And most marketers will show you only how to get in that dogfight. Very few people out there know how to access the huge 67% of ideal clients that I just shared with you. The people who have the problem that you solve, and all they need is a little education to know that they need you. Look at this segment. It's huge. A huge group of people who just need a little information, a little mentorship, a little guidance about what problem they have, why they need you, and why your solution is perfect, and why they need to get you now. Effective education-based marketing educates this huge 67% group as to why they need you and why they need you now. And I say effective because most education-based marketing out there is not. Lots of people are making admirable attempts, but most of them are falling short. You've likely even seen examples of education-based marketing, or maybe you've even tried it in the past. Free reports, teleclasses, webinars, e-zines, workshops, info nights, multi-level marketing business presentations. The majority of this kind of education-based marketing isn't working. People consume it, and then they go on with their day. They listen to a teleclass, then they hang up the phone. They read the free report, and then they go, that was really good, and they recycle it. It happens because effective education-based marketing has two elements. But most of the education-based marketing out there has one of the elements in place, but not the second. So let's go through these two elements so you can make sure that both of them are included in your education-based marketing. So element number one of education-based marketing is to give value. And all this means is that you need to give value in the form of an education that's going to solve a real-world problem in real time for the person who's consuming the marketing. For example, give them the top 5 tips to XYZ or the 3 secrets to being a successful whatever. A lot of people are actually doing this. They're putting out reports and doing teleclasses and webinars and things like that. But the problem is that this is where they stop. They have this first element of giving value in place, but they don't go any further. And that is why their education-based marketing doesn't work. Most people don't know about element number 2, but without element number 2, your education-based marketing is not going to work. So would you like to know what element number 2 is? All right. Element number 2 is to position the purchase. Position the purchase. Positioning the purchase is also known as setting buying criteria. And it's the trickiest part of writing education-based marketing. But once you get it handled, things will really fly for you. The results that your marketing will return will go way, way, way up. So here's how it works. Everyone makes purchasing decisions based on some criteria. For example, let's use soup. I'm a good Canadian girl and it gets cold up here in the winters and we buy a lot of soup. So let's use soup as an example. So when people go to the grocery stores, they're often faced with the wall of soup, right? There's so many different kinds of soup choices. How do they choose? What drives their decision? Well, each person has some criteria by which they make their purchase. So for example, maybe they choose price. What is affordable? Maybe they have the criteria of taste. What is yummy? Maybe they have the criteria of health. What's good for me? And here's the gold. Effective education-based marketing influences the criteria by which your potential client will make his or her purchase. So let's do an example of this so you can really see this in action. Let's say that you're at the grocery store and you're going down the grocery store aisle and you're pushing your cart and you just about to turn into the soup aisle, and I am there, and I'm handing out reports. So I start chatting with you, and I tell you about the report, and I give you the report, and this particular report is educating you all about the hidden toxins in food these days. These are all those kinds of chemicals that these big corporations are putting in the foods, and how they're not actually always on the labels, and how even if they are on the labels, they're kind of disguised in weird names so you don't really recognize them, and how all of these hidden toxins in the foods are giving you gray hair prematurely, how they can make your skin dry and wrinkly, how these toxins can contribute to you getting more colds and flus because they're killing your immune system, how they can even make you gain weight rapidly. Yikes! Now I think you'd agree, as you head down that soup aisle after having consumed that piece of marketing, you're going to be much more likely to look for the healthy organic soups. Your new criteria will be health. The information on the report was valuable. It gave value. It's good to know that there's hidden toxins in food and what they're doing to us. But it also strategically positioned a purchase and got you thinking about choosing your soup based on a new criteria. Does that make sense? All right, let's do another example. Let's say this time you're going down the aisle with your grocery cart, you're about to turn into that soup aisle, and there I am, and I'm handing out reports. And this particular report I give you is called The Top 3 Ways the Average Family Leaks Unnecessary Cash Flow in a Tight Economy. So as you read, you notice that the number 3 way is that they drive instead of walking or using transit. You're thinking, that's a good one. I could probably get out of my car, use my bike more often. Gas prices are going up. The second reason is that they leave lights on when they're not needed, and this is driving up the power bill and leaking cash unnecessarily. But the number 1 way the average family leaks unnecessary cash flow in a tight economy is that they spend way too much money on groceries. Is this making sense to you? So now, after having consumed that piece of marketing, now as you head down that soup aisle, what's your new criteria? Price. Are you getting the hang of this? Now, I know that your business is much more complicated than a can of soup. And there's many, many ways to position the purchase, and which one you choose depends on your specific audience. It depends on what your product or your program or your service is. What I do know is that the giving value part when you create your marketing is going to be easier for you. But writing it so that you grab the initial attention of that 67% to begin with, and then strategically position the purchase in a way that gets them to take action immediately to do more business with you right after they consume your marketing, that is what gets tricky. But the bottom line is you got to either learn how to position, or you're going to pay a whole lot more to hire someone else who doesn't know your business like you do to do it for you. And then you just cross your fingers and you hope it works. Those are your only 2 choices. Email and word of mouth marketing are great tactics, and they work. But without an overarching education-based marketing strategy, you're going to work way, way too hard for way too little. Education-based marketing is a strategy that has to be implemented across every single one of your tactics. Every single time you have an opportunity to market or promote, you must be asking yourself, how can I give value and how can I position the purchase here? Now, here's what I recommend. Learn education-based marketing, at least the fundamentals. Because education-based marketing that gives value and positions the purchase is the most leveraged form of marketing out there, because it gives you access to that 67% that no one is talking to. It's also the most versatile. You can use it on posters. You can use it in brochures. You can use it in business cards. You can use it on teleclasses, business presentations, social media, webinars, websites. Education-based marketing is not only powerful and not only leveraged, but it is the only marketing strategy that works, for small businesses especially. There are other ways to market. You can spend tons of money and do brand advertising like Kraft or McDonald's or Coke. But in my experience, most small business owners don't have the money for that. And that's why you've got to use education-based marketing. The problem is that very, very few people are using it effectively. And most education-based marketing out there, as I said earlier, is not getting a result. Oftentimes I'll ask people when I'm talking with them, what business are you in? And they'll say things like, oh, massage therapy or nutrition or real estate or the financial industry or relationships or bodywork. And these are all great businesses. But no matter what business you're in, there is one common business we are all in: sales and marketing. You are in the business of selling and marketing whatever solution you have. Nothing else will bring revenue into your business. Nothing else will allow you to reach the amount of people that you want to reach. I work primarily with heart-based business owners. The people that I attract tend to be conscious. They want to help others. They want to make the world a better place. But so many of these beautiful people are saying things like, oh, Callan, I'm not in it for the money. I just want to help a lot of people and make a difference in the world. And this is admirable. But the truth is this: unless you learn how to sell and market effectively, you won't get to help a fraction of the people that you were born to help, because you won't be in business for long. If you want to serve, you must learn to sell and market. There was a time in my life when I didn't think that what I was up to was very spiritual. I'm very dedicated to making the world a better place. I want to make a positive difference. And I was talking to one of my mentors, and I was kind of at a low point. I thought, is what I'm doing really making a positive difference? I'm helping people build businesses. I'm helping them market. I'm helping them, make more money. Maybe this isn't spiritual. I was even actually at the time considering being a yoga teacher. And my mentor put both hands on my shoulders, looked me in the eye, and he said this to me: Callan, life is like a smorgasbord. And each one of us has a dish that we bring to that smorgasbord. And that dish is spiced in only the way that we can spice it, based on our trials and our tribulations and our triumphs and our genetics and our past and our history. But when we don't bring our dish, our unique dish, to that smorgasbord, someone on the other side of the table doesn't eat. Because someone on the other side of the table can only eat your dish the way that you spice it. Maybe they can't eat your neighbor's dish or your friend's dish. And so he said to me, you've got to bring your dish to the table. And in that moment, I really got something. Selling is service. If you believe in your solution, it is your duty and your dharma to let as many people know about it as possible. We live in pivotal times. Things are shaking up politically, economically, socially, environmentally, and personally for many, many people out there. And big change, it's not coming from the top down. It's coming from the bottom up. It's coming from the offerings of heart-based, conscious, grassroots entrepreneurs, small business owners, and workshop leaders like you and like me. But tragically, most workshop leaders make learning how to market very, very low on their priority list. And if they aren't saying things to me like, oh, Callan, I'm not in it for the money, then they'll say things like, oh, I don't need to learn how to market. I'll just hire someone to market for me. And so they do. And then they pay Mr. or Mrs. Marketing Consultant a bunch of money to take over their marketing. And the consultant comes back and gives them their new and improved marketing materials. And the person looks at them and they go, they look good, I think. What do you think? Do you like my logo? Do you think the colors are me? They don't know. They don't know because they never took the time, they never made the investment to learn the fundamentals of marketing. So they have no choice but to hope that it works. And this is an expensive practice. I was recently speaking in Reno, and after the event that I was speaking at, one of the participants kindly offered to drive me back to my hotel room. So I was talking to this guy, and he was just telling me that he recently had to declare bankruptcy. And, he was really down. And so I was talking to him a little bit and asking him how things were going. And I said, how did this happen? And he told me that he had hired a marketing consultant and paid that person $40,000 to rebrand him and to create his new marketing and to give him a marketing strategy. And at the end of it, he didn't get even a fraction of his investment back, and he couldn't keep up, and he went under. He had to declare bankruptcy. You must learn how to market. Specifically, learn the fundamentals of education-based marketing. Because if you don't, you'll never know how to create magnetic marketing yourself or how to direct a person to do it for you. I know so many workshop leaders that are running around, they're working their butts off, they're trying to run a business, they're trying to take care of their family, they're trying to get clients, they're trying to make a difference in the world. And they're wasting thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of precious time on marketing strategies that just don't work. They desperately want the freedom that owning their own business can give. They want to reach and help the people who need them. But without mastering marketing, specifically education-based marketing, they will never find what they're looking for. Please remember, you are in the sales and marketing business. You're in the business of selling and marketing whatever solution you have. It's the only thing that will allow you to help the people you want. It's the only thing that is going to give you the lifestyle to do what you want, when you want, and with whom. I've seen many, many people over the years, including my friends and even some of my closest families, struggle to make money and go out of business because they didn't know how to use education-based marketing effectively. And I think it's tragic because it doesn't have to be this way. And that's why I combined my decades of education, all my mentorship, my training, my experience, and my entire heart and soul to create a program that's called Magnetize Your Audience. And I'd love to share just a few more magnetizing tips with you while I sprinkle in a little bit of information about the program. And remember to stay on to the end because you're going to get that magnetic marketing 10-step checklist as well. I'm going to show you how to get that for free. And I'm also going to show you how to get your hands on that CIS affiliate marketing model for free. So the Magnetize Your Audience program is a 3-day intensive. By the end of those 3 days, I promise you will be a better marketer than 99% of professional marketers out there. Why? Because you will be one of very, very few people that knows how to create effective education-based marketing. Education-based marketing that gives value and positions your purchase, positions your product, program, or service. Education-based marketing that reaches that huge 67% of ideal clients that no one is talking to. On day 1 of the program, you're going to learn the what and the why and the how behind effective education-based marketing. You are going to learn the psychology behind why people buy things. You must understand the psychology behind why people buy things, the why behind marketing. You see, many people study marketing techniques and templates, but they don't learn why they work. So when they try these techniques and they don't get a result, they don't know what's going on. So they start messing with irrelevant variables, or they scrap the technique altogether and they say, oh, that didn't work for me. And then they try something else. And they waste tons of time and tons of energy and tons of money. It's happening in social media marketing right now like crazy. People hear that Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn or blogging are great ideas to market, great ideas to spread the word. So they try them. They get no result, and then they end up getting disheartened, disillusioned, and they scrap it. And the reason this is happening is it's simple. They just didn't know the why behind marketing. Without knowing the why behind marketing techniques, you're going to live doomed in the world of trial and error marketing. You'll never know if your marketing will fly or flop. You'll follow advice that you heard or you got in a book, and then you'll try it, you'll cross your fingers, and if it doesn't work, you won't know what to fix. So at day 1 of Magnetize Your Audience, I'm going to pull back the curtain and give you the psychology behind what gets people moving. Why do they buy things? So you can apply your newfound marketing skills anywhere in any context, whether it's one-on-one selling, whether you're creating a business card or a brochure, whether you're crafting a newspaper ad, whether you're putting on a live event or an introductory workshop or a speaking engagement, whether you're offering a teleclass or an interview, social media. No matter what, you will know how to apply education-based marketing in any modality. You'll know why it works and how to modify it for your unique situation. Now, in addition to getting clear on the what, why, and how, on day 1, I'm also going to help you get very, very clear on your foundation. So let's talk about foundation. If you are new to business and you're not totally clear on who you're helping or what you're helping them with, perfect. On day 1 of the program, we're going to figure that out. I take you through processes to get you very clear on what I call your specific audience and your specific problem. Who are you helping? What problem will you help them with first? What do you want people to buy from you first? What's the most strategic revenue model for you ongoing? I really love working with new businesses because there's not a lot to tweak or fix. I'm going to start you off clean slate on the right foot, and you'll be able to create the amount of revenue to sustain yourself so that you can lead workshops, retreats, and seminars full time. I think back to my very first workshop, and it was amazing. After I learned the Magnetize Your Audience information, my very first workshop, I magnetized 56 people to my first event. Each of those participants invested $2,000 to be at that event. And in addition to the $112,000 that I earned from those 56 tuitions, I sold an additional $100,000 of other programs, ongoing support, at the same first event. So $212,000 at my very first event after learning the Magnetize Your Audience information. I had no staff at the time. I had no office. I just had myself and Justin, my business partner, and a couple of friends who volunteered at the event. The other cool thing about that first event is that I had an absolute blast because I was helping a lot of people. They were all learning a ton, and they were all learning a ton, more importantly, about how they could go out and help even more people. I've replicated that result many, many times since, and at Magnetize Your Audience, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it step by step so that you can do the same. Now, if you've been in business for a while, Magnetize Your Audience is also perfect for you. Because on day one, for you, what I'm going to do is open the hood of your business and look inside. And just like a car, you need to check your moving parts to make sure that everything is working optimally. We have to go back to basics and check your foundation. And you know that if you've been in business for a while, you know how important it is to go back to basics and check your foundation. If you're not getting the results that you want, we're going to find out why on day one, and I'm going to show you how to up-level things so you can be set up for the next level of financial abundance that you deserve and that you desire. On day two, once your foundation is set, I'm going to give you my top 5 most recommended education-based marketing templates. These are the systems I currently use to create all our marketing. You need templates. Templates will allow you to replicate solid marketing again and again and again for the lifetime of your business. The quickest way to exhaust yourself in business is to create everything from scratch each time you have a promotional opportunity. You must have templates and systems, and on day 2, I'm going to give you my tried and true ones. Here's a hot tip for you right now. The number one way to build your workshop business is to get speaking engagements in other people's rooms and at other people's events. Now, again, a lot of people have heard about this strategy of speaking engagements, but they don't understand the psychology or the why behind it, so they try it and they get dismal results. Either they don't know how to find perfect speaking engagements, or when they do get a speaking engagement, they go out, they do the speaking engagement, but they don't get the result they want at the end. Oftentimes, even though they have the best of intentions, their presentation ends up sounding like a pitch fest. You know what I'm talking about, right? That breaks trust and ruins their credibility. Or they give tons of value, but no one gets up and buys anything at the end. So at Magnetize Your Audience, one of the templates that I give you on day 2 is my tried and true education-based marketing speaking engagement template. Now, I trust that you got some value in this webinar. And I also hope that you noticed I positioned a purchase as well. If you want to have a successful, sustainable business that serves a large amount of people for a long time, you want to do exactly as I just did. You want to give lots of value, and you want to also position a purchase. And at Magnetize Your Audience, I'm going to show you how to do it for your unique business. This next bit is very vital, so please listen carefully. My first career was as a professional teacher. And I don't believe in teaching people information and then kicking them out into the world and hoping and praying that they're going to apply what they learned when they get home. So in addition to learning the what and the why and the how of magnetic education-based marketing, in addition to getting your foundation set, you are also going to do it. What this means is that right at the weekend, you are going to apply what you learn. Starting on day 2, you will write the most important pieces of your front-end marketing. This includes your speaking engagement script, which is going to also double as a free introductory workshop script. In fact, you can repurpose the script that you create at the event into many, many things, even a webinar like this one. But the point is that right at the event, with my help, you are going to write your headlines. You are going to create your education-based marketing positioning strategy. You're going to write your education-based marketing content, all of it. And I'm going to make sure that it is crafted in compelling language. By the end of the program, you're going to have completed the entire content of your education-based marketing. It will be done. Imagine how that's going to feel. And not only will you know the what and the why and the how behind effective education-based marketing, not only will you have those templates that you can use over and over again for the lifetime of your business, but you will have your education-based marketing complete, ready to get out there. And speaking of getting out there, on day 3, I'm going to show you the easiest, most cost-effective ways to distribute your new and improved marketing. I started this business with $200 in my pocket, and I made 6 figures in my first 6 months. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. To review, on day 1, you're going to learn the psychology behind education-based marketing, the what, the why, and the how. And I'm going to check your foundation, whether you're new to business or whether you've been in business for a while. On day 2, you're going to get my hottest marketing templates, and you're going to complete them with my guidance. So this includes your 60 to 90 minute introductory workshop script or your speaking engagement script. On day 3, you're going to learn exactly how to distribute your new and improved marketing. I'm going to reveal the most cost-effective, technologically easy ways to get your marketing to those who need it. I'm going to show you how to get speaking engagements. I'm going to show you how to host free introductory evening events. And not only that, I'm going to show you how to sell them out so they're packed with your perfect clients. My genius is in curriculum design. I got a scholarship for my second university degree because I was identified as a teacher that had a brilliance in this particular area. This program has a brilliant design. It reaches all types of learners. It doesn't matter if you're a visual learner or an auditory learner or a kinesthetic or body learner. There's all sorts of exercises, individual exercises, partner exercises, group exercises, games. There's lots of Q&A time, question and answer time, because I know that this is how a lot of people learn. They need to ask questions. Nobody gets left behind. My goal with this program is to make myself obsolete. I could write your marketing for you. In fact, I do that for a lot of people, but I believe it's much better to educate you on how you can do it for yourself so that you never need me again. Give a person a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a person to fish and feed him for a lifetime. At Magnetize Your Audience, you're going to learn to fish. It's going to be the best and only marketing program you will ever need. I will lift the marketing mystery so that you feel confident marketing moving forward. So let's talk about the investment. You can get this kind of marketing support from me in a one-on-one capacity, as I just mentioned, and I highly recommend it if it's within your means. I do work with a few people privately each year. My current consulting rate for 16 hours of my time, teaching you the theory of education-based marketing, coaching you on your fundamental strategy, and giving you my stamp of approval to your marketing is $10,000. So if you prefer one-on-one as opposed to group, all you need to do is just email my office at info@magnetizeyouraudience.com and we can have a conversation about that. Now the tuition for the Magnetize Your Audience program is less, and I cover everything that you'd get from me one-on-one, but you get me for 3 entire days as opposed to just that 16-hour block. Plus you're going to get a team of colleagues and coaches to work with you on your marketing. You can test your content on them. You can brainstorm together. You can support each other. The investment for the live 3-day Magnetize Your Audience program is $29.95. Oh, and there's one other way to get started with the Magnetize Your Audience program right now, and you won't even have to leave the comfort of your own home. I created the Magnetize Your Audience home learning program. So this is a home learning version of the live event. The investment for the home learning version is only $9.95, and you're going to get all the information that you'd get at the live event. So here's how it works. The Magnetize Your Audience home learning program, it's 18 online video modules with me. Also has an absolutely brilliant design. The first set of online video modules, you're going to learn the same thing that you learn on day 1 at the live event. You're going to learn the what and the why and the how of marketing, specifically education-based marketing. You're going to learn the psychology behind why people buy things. The second set of video modules, I'm going to give you our hottest marketing templates. And I'm going to work with you virtually via video as you complete those templates, as you write your marketing. I will guide you through completing all of the marketing, including your speaking engagement script, and I'll do it all via video. The third set of video modules, you're going to learn exactly how to distribute your marketing. This home learning program is really unique. It's different from a lot of other home learning programs. It's highly interactive. There's some live footage that's shot so you feel like you're sitting right in the seats of the events. There's a lot of personal one-on-one footage with me talking to you directly. And there's even some special footage where my original marketing mentor makes a cameo and starts giving you some really hot tips. He's the guy that taught me what I know, so it's absolutely amazing to have him on the online video program to share his knowledge with you as well. All of the marketing templates are included in the home learning version. You're even going to get a few extra systems, like how to find speaking engagements that are perfect for your business and what to say when you find them. You're also going to get a segment on how to craft a compelling what do you do statement. You know, when people say, hey, what do you do? And you answer the question, a lot of people phase out as you're answering it. By the end of that particular module, you're going to know exactly how to answer that question, what do you do? So people are compelled to learn more. This home learning program is the best investment you could make for your business. You can watch the online video again and again and again. You can keep downloading and printing the templates. You can refer to each of the video segments each and every time you create your marketing. The best option if you're serious about launching your business this year, in my opinion, is to attend both. The home learning version is going to get you started right now. As soon as this webinar is over, you can begin creating your education-based marketing right away to pack your very next event. How cool would that be? But the live coaching that you get from me at the live event, and the fact that you're in a small group, because the events are kept very small, and it's like a think tank. For 3 days, we're learning together and we are getting it done. We are writing your marketing right at the event. And you're going to get lots of personal attention from me at the event as well. Plus, you get to test everything that you're creating in real time with your colleagues. Sometimes it's hard to write things on your own. So here's the thing. I think you should take both, and I want to make it as easy as possible for you to do that. So here's what I'm going to do. When you invest in the online Magnetize Your Audience home learning program right now for $9.95, I'm going to gift you with the entire live Magnetize Your Audience event for free. So to be clear, when you invest $9.95 in the Magnetize Your Audience home learning program, which you're going to get immediate access to because it's simply online video modules with downloadable templates, you will get the entire live 3-day Magnetize Your Audience event for free. This is a gift that's worth $29.95 from me to you. So what you need to do right now is just click the button below to register for the online home learning version, and you'll get the live event for free. This is going to be a limited time offer. It's only going to be offered to participants in the webinar. One of my clients just wrote me a letter recently explaining how the Magnetize Your Audience program translated into massive business success for her. And I'd like to share this letter that she wrote me because I feel really proud about it, and it's also a really great way for you to see that our clients are getting results. Now keep in mind, this woman, she just got going with her business. So this was like right out of the gates. She filled all 3 of her programs. She wrote me this. Dear Callan, things are amazing for me since I attended Magnetize Your Audience. This summer, I facilitated 4 Discover Your Genius workshops totaling 36 participants. Now I have 15 people in my Live Your Genius program and 9 in my Leverage Your Genius program. My income this year so far is $60,000. Last weekend, I had 6 people at my mini workshop and 4 of them signed up for my big program, totaling $16,000. It is so awesome to be aligned with making money, selling, and sharing my message. I have an office manager now working with me 10 hours a week, and I'll be hiring someone to help me get more speaking engagements. I feel powerful, and I think that you should start using me as an example of success in your business. I love you, and I'm so grateful for having you in my life. Love, Karen McMillan. I love that one. I feel really proud about that. You will have this kind of success when you go through the Magnetize Your Audience program. The only question is, are you ready for it? If you are, simply click the button below the webinar and get going right now. And here's another thing. I highly recommend that you come to the live event, which remember you're going to get for free. Come with your business partner or your marketing director or anyone on your staff that's helping you with your marketing. Right at the event, we're going to be revamping your marketing strategy. So you don't want to have to go home and try and re-explain everything that you did at the event to someone else. This makes sense to you, right? Bring your staff with you. So to help you do that, when you invest in the home learning program, in addition to a free ticket for yourself to the live event, I'm also going to give you a free ticket for a guest. So to be clear, you can bring another person for free. Pretty cool, right? And if you don't have a staff member or a marketing director, not to worry. Many of our clients are solopreneurs and they're building their businesses on their own. So if you're working on your own in your business, then here is your chance to gift the ticket to another workshop leader that you know who would really benefit from learning how to attract more people to their events. So this is another gift worth $29.95 from me to you when you invest in the Magnetize Your Audience online video home learning program. And all you need to do that is just click the button below. All of our events are kept very small, as I said. They're first come and first served. We offer them many times during the year, so likely there's going to be some time between now and the end of the year that you'll find a perfect event for you. But because they are small, what you want to do is register now so you can get first choice on your dates. Oh, cool. I see that some people are joining us already. Awesome. Welcome. Now here's another thing. Between the time that you register now and the time that you actually are going to attend the live event, there's going to be a lag in between there. So I want you to get going right away on your Magnetize Your Audience home learning program. Start creating your marketing. But between now and then, you may have questions, you may have concerns, you may need a little bit of guidance, you may want to test titles, etc. So I'd also like to offer you free coaching between now and the live event that you register for. So to be clear, invest the $9.95 for the Magnetize Your Audience home learning program. You're going to get those 2 free tickets to the live event where you're going to work with me live. But also between now and then, you're going to get coaching from one of my top marketing strategists. This is one of the marketing coaches on my staff. You're going to be able to be in touch with them, and they will help you through crafting your marketing between now and the time that you attend the live event. So again, you can begin writing your marketing now. And if you need guidance or have questions or you're wondering about anything, you simply make an appointment and you'll get immediate assistance from my staff on what you're working on. These coaching sessions on their own have a value of $19.97. Here's what happened to one of our clients after one coaching session with me. Her name is Sherry Molshin, and she's the owner of molshinfinancial.com. So she registered for the Magnetize Your Audience program, but between the time that she registered and the time that she had to show up, she got cold feet. It happens, right? So she called me, and what Sherry does is that she helps ladies manage their money more effectively so they can start on the road to financial freedom. So I got on the call with her, and she started to express that she was feeling really nervous and she wasn't sure if it was for her, and she had to travel, and she wasn't sure she would make her investment back immediately, etc. And I assured her, I said, you know what, take a leap of faith here, come to the program. I promise you, if you follow my step-by-step instructions and you actually implement things in the way that I tell you to implement them, you will make way more than your investment back. So she took that leap of faith, she came to the program, and the very next month after the program, she earned 5 times her investment back by speaking to a very small group of women in her hometown about creating what she now calls money momentum. And she hasn't looked back since. Her workshop business is thriving, and equally as important, she's thrilled because she's finally doing what she dreamed of doing for years. Now, I also mentioned earlier in the webinar that I would give you access to our CIS affiliate model for free. Remember, the CIS affiliate model is the #1 system you're going to need to fully leverage your word-of-mouth marketing. This is the model that's going to help you learn how to effectively reward your affiliates so that they get really excited and stay excited to promote for you over time. I hope you're ready to get going with this, are you? Because I'm about to gift you that as well when you register for the home learning program. That's a gift of $4.97 for free. All you need to do is register for the home learning program. Now, the online home learning program, as I said, it's 18 online video modules with all of the templates that you can download and print. But here's the thing, sometimes you need to craft a piece of marketing fast. Sometimes you don't have the time to kind of go through all the modules. You need to get an ad out, you need to get it out now. So I have a webinar that I put together, and it's a fast track system to get you writing your education-based marketing right away. I call it Education-Based Marketing Magic. 5 simple steps to crafting education-based marketing fast. This 75-minute online video tutorial in a very similar format to this is quick, it's easy, and it walks you through how to craft a hot piece of education-based marketing lickety-split. Because as I said, you don't always have tons of time to craft marketing. Sometimes you need to get it out there fast. So this webinar is going to fast track you. The investment for this webinar is $4.97. And I'd also like to include it as a gift when you invest in the Magnetize Your Audience home learning program. This webinar alone will help you double the results that you're getting from the marketing you're putting out there. Now, in preparation to fill your next event, you're also going to want to recraft all of your emails. We talked earlier a little bit about the things you can do to make your email a little bit more effective. What I want you to do is get your email marketing up and working to attract more people to your next event. So if all of this isn't enough, then I'd also like to gift you with my tried and true email copywriting templates. This is a value of $297. These are highly coveted templates, and there's no thinking. You just follow the templates, plug in your information, and you're going to have hot emails. This package has a total value of close to $10,000. And when you invest the $995 for the Magnetize Your Audience Home Learning Program, which I promise is going to be the best investment of your life for your business, you're going to get all of these amazing extras for free. You're going to get the 2 free tickets. You're going to get the CIS model for free. You're going to get the free coaching. You're going to get the email templates. You're going to get the Fast Track Education-Based Marketing webinar. Do you realize how much opportunity is waiting for you out there? Click the button. Get started now. This offer is only going to be made to participants on the webinar. It's going to expire shortly after the webinar is complete, so act now. When you click the button, that is also where you'll get access to the 10-step magnetic marketing checklist. So go ahead and click that button now. You will earn way more than your investment back quickly and easily when you follow what you learned at the Magnetize Your Audience program. Think of it this way. You can't even hire marketing support or an administration assistant for $995, let alone learn how to market, create a marketing plan, and have your marketing materials complete. If all this program did was get you 10 new clients each year, it would be more than worth it. And the truth is, you're going to attract way more than that. One of our local clients here in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, his name is Michael Dalton, and he's a bioenergy healer. I hadn't actually heard of this before I met him. He had an established healing practice here in Vancouver, and he was actually getting people to show up to his introductory evening workshops. But the problem for him was that he was actually struggling to convert those people into ongoing clients. After the Magnetize Your Audience program, about 2 weeks later, Michael used the script that he wrote at the event, and he had a massive 25% increase in enrollment into his practitioner training program. So let me put this into perspective for you. Half of the people that came to that introductory workshop signed up to work with him further. And he ended up earning many thousands of dollars, all in a 2-hour free evening. It was a huge boost to his business. And he since has taken all of our programs and is one of our #1 fans. So that's really cool. So register now by clicking the button below. As I said, the live events are very small because it's the only way that I can deliver on everything that I'm promising and that I can give you personal attention. So they sell out months in advance. So you want to register now to get first dibs on the ideal live date for you. And of course, you want to get going on the online program right away. Now, finally, I stand so solidly behind my work in the world, and I want to make it totally risk-free for you. Register now. Come to the Magnetize Your Audience event. Participate fully in the event. And if you don't see it as valuable, you come back to me and I will give you double your money back for up to a full year after the program. To be clear, come, try out the Magnetize Your Audience principles for a full year after the program. And if you don't see the value, you just let me know and I will give you double your tuition back. So please register now by clicking the button below and you'll get that guarantee as well. It's no risk to you at all. This offer is going to expire shortly after the webinar is over. So are you finally ready to stop struggling? You don't need to. You can create your lucrative, life-changing workshop retreat and seminar business. In closing, I can talk about the money, which will start flowing in when you use what you learn and create at the Magnetize Your Audience program. You'll be able to finally earn the revenue that you desire and that you deserve with your workshops. No more cash flow issues. Money left over to contribute to others, to enjoy your friends, to enjoy your family, to travel. The cool thing about the workshop business is that it's very easy to make a lot of money very quickly. Many of our clients, as I mentioned, have made $20,000 to $50,000 in a weekend directly after the Magnetize Your Audience event. Would that amount of cash into your life and your business make a difference for you? Now, money is important. You need it to survive and you need it to thrive in the world. But really, there's something deeper that you're saying yes to here, and that's helping more people, being a bigger positive difference on the planet, because Lord knows we need it right now. The world needs you to share your message and your light like never before. Your heart's desire is to lead workshops, to do this work, and there's a reason that desire is there. There are people waiting for your exact kind of healing, for your dish in the way that only you can spice it. And you have a duty and a dharma to magnetize them to you, to do whatever it takes. Magnetize Your Audience is about a lot more than just the money you can earn in the workshop business. It's about fulfilling the reason you were born. Our company is called Leader to Luminary Training, and there's a clear distinction between what makes somebody a leader and what makes somebody a luminary. Luminaries take action on their heart's desire. They know that the purpose of their life is to serve. And I may not be your teacher, and that's okay. It's also okay not to attend the Magnetize Your Audience program, but please have another plan, meaning how else do you intend to fill your events? You don't want to be a year from now in the same position or worse. I've been around this industry for over a decade, and I have not seen a better solution. Magnetize Your Audience will help you like no other program I've seen. Helping you earn money is fun for me, I gotta admit, but guiding and encouraging you to realize your heart's desire is really why I love doing this. I love to encourage people. Don't struggle. Join me and we will do it together, and I would be incredibly honored. You know, there's a saying that I've always really liked. I found it always to be very motivating, and it goes like this. After everything is said and done, usually there's a lot more things said than done. So don't just talk about what you want to create in the world. Don't just talk about filling your workshops. Take action right now. I'm here for you. I'm going to support you, and I want to make it happen with you, beside you. Register now. I look forward to meeting you at the live event and to supporting you further. Lots of love, and until next time, be brilliant.